where the water, where the cause of the problem is coming from.
Sort of like the drainage act.
Sort of.
Yeah,
Not quite.
that's the direction. There's an outlet assessment on the Drainage Act, and this is an outlet, and there's no assessment upstream. Councillor Russell.
Is it going to be, are we going to get rid of our, just have free discussion here? Want to go too far?
Oh, yeah, I guess we'll
I just,
we have 7.4 for the delegation here.
I just wanted to.
Yeah.
Or the other option would be to use the Drainage Act.
Well, I guess that's a long process, or it would be for that far upstream, but maybe it's time to go that way. Councillor Russell.
I've got a question specific to it through you to Tom. So for an example, we've got 112.5, and you would lever that. Your first lever, you're just basically doubling it, right? And the cost, is the mayor correct, about 10% coming from the general levy toward that project. So for example, 25 grand roughly to say up to 250, knowing full well that's only one of the phases, right?
Okay. Sorry, there's a provincial grant of 50%, and then the 10% is applied to the remainder.
Oh.
So it's 10% of 125, which is.
That's why it puts it down to 112.50.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So then, keep the math going. So the only levy you really have is that 10% at this point in time. So we would have to follow what your suggestions are and make a case. But we would also have to give approval for the project to even think about making the case. And is the timing in terms of making the case, these all go together, right? And is the timing, are we beyond the pale on this one? Okay.
No.
It's an opportunity.
This is, all of these project item sheets are optional. We have to approve them.
Thanks, Steve.
You know, just for information, the ice management project in Port Frank is approximately 15 years old from when it was first suggested that it be done. What has happened in that time frame is our ability to get the 50% grant has changed in two ways. One, the province has taken 50% of the funding out of that pot provincially, and the conditions on how to get it now are more difficult. So we know we have the 125. After that, there's no problem.
All right, so we should start. Thank you.
Okay.
9 around.
Any other questions to Tom on the?
Yeah, never mind, I was going to give other people a chance too. Just wondering, I noticed there's some significant expenditures for Lantern Shores, things like the watershed report card. Is that legislated, and how often is that required? Because that's a significant expense.
Good question. The watershed report cards are done every 5 years, so.
It's legislated.
And no, it's not legislated. It's a provincial program that all the conservation authorities do, and it's a very valued document by the community in terms of the people who can see it and see the progress and see the recommendations in those reports. So it's not mandated, but it is something that all conservation authorities do as a means of educating and inform the watershed community.
Mm-hmm. So it is optional, and at some point we could say that we've got information, we'll look at the information we have, I suppose. And I noticed that the watershed photography is significant as well, and just wondering, once that's finished, it's obviously phase 4 of 4, will we have free access to all of that?
Municipality will, yes.
Yes, municipality. That's good. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Mr. McGuire?
Just a question on the Healthy Watersheds Partnerships Committee groups. Is that look at for eggs?
That would be part of it, yes. In fact, we're hoping to get the funding from the guardianship program that we've applied for to help out with that fragmented specifically.
Okay. So there's a report. You have that something else?
Yeah, I'm sorry for asking so many questions, but I'm just very curious. With regards to the $250,000 ice management expenditure for us, is it just a report? Like, is it just a study? Is
No,
this-
no, we, when we did our budget, our draft budget, we didn't really have any real specific direction from council, so we put that figure in,
It's arbitrary figure.
knowing that we had the grants to match it and that kind of thing.
Oh, I see. Okay. So there's some discretion as to its use, or something.
Yes. Yeah, right.
Good, thank you.
Part of that report is how the cost can be allocated back, right? That's two pays, similar to what we did with the Benway Weir project. So-
Correct.
Okay. So the report 80 is for review and council consideration, and the vote being on December the 20th. Council wants to receive this, do we want to, are we okay with that levy increase? The projects are issues that we deal with individually. And I agree with taking the approach, digging out that old report that we talked about, how we were going to get some fees, and it would be up to Councillor Scott to press that through at the ABCA, or we could take a delegation to the ABCA.
Sure.
Councillor Scott?
I have been working on looking at learning more about the river. And I've spent probably 25 minutes with Alec the last time I was there, and he was planning on getting me maps and different things. Because I've heard at this council table many times that some of the neighboring groups should obviously have a larger portion than the 10%. Unfortunately, I haven't finished doing that yet because I've just started doing that. One of the interesting things is where it starts is kind of more like a small little pond. So they don't really have the ice jam at the beginning spot, like where it's spring fed that comes. Yeah. So really, if we went to them and asked for more than 10%, I'm sure that they probably, that general area would kind of laugh at us and look at us like, well, okay, because they don't really get the ice jam pushing it down. It is neighboring communities after the beginning part of it. It kind of goes along as it goes downtown. So I think that I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with what's been proposed.
So you're moving that we support the budget and as proposed?
Yes.
Seconder for that? Councillor Russell? Deputy Mayor Dec?
I have a question again. So obviously between 2011 and 2013, our special benefiting levy has almost doubled, right, from $89,000 to $153,000. And we're anticipating in that to have a major advancement with the ice management in Port Franks. And I guess, this one page here, just, it's pretty vague, and I don't know. I'd be more than happy to increase the levy if I knew that you were definitely going to be doing something of significance for the Port Franks ice management. And I guess my question is, even right now, because it hasn't frozen over yet, and there's obviously issues in the water, and we had tasked that staff and things to find out about getting approvals to actually dredge it still before the end of the year and get something done. And I'm just wondering if ABCA has taken an active, aggressive role in helping us get those approvals and get this accomplished for these people so we don't have flooding in January. And see, these kind of things are what's really important to me. I don't want to pay money unless I know that ABCA is going to take basically a different route than we've seen in the past with regards to these issues. We need you to be our advocates, and we need you to do some action on these things in order to warrant extra money. So that's my really frank feeling about it.
And Alex Scott of our office has been working with your staff and moving that forward as fast as they can. There are limits on how far you can, how quick you can push a rope, but we are trying to help best we can do that.
Yes, I know you're working with.
And as far as the $250,000 too, I mean, between Alec and